What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dogecoin for Terry Miller. I'm going to try to make this one quick. I have a very strong tendency to talk about Dogecoin for a long time. I've made plenty of videos on this, but I'm just going to kind of start off with the same rendition as always. I do think Dogecoin is going to do well this cycle. I very much do think it will. I think Dogecoin, being at 8 cents right now, has a very real possibility of being worth more than $3 by the end of the cycle. Potentially even my highest target actually is above $4. It's actually just below $5. I know it keeps getting crazier the more you listen, but I'm telling you, if we look at the price, it's really not too far-fetched at all. And in fact, I'm actually going to use a dead exchange to do this. We're going to talk about it on Bittrex. Bittrex, you can see it has this little thing here. It's because they're no longer updated. There's no ticker there. This was back in December. Yeah, December was their last week open, so they are closed now. It's not an exchange, but we do have the most historical data on here. So looking at this here, from the time that we found our high, I'm not going to measure from the time that we found our low. I'm not going to go through and do all that, but what I really want to do is kind of measure this. You can see where we were in this kind of accumulation phase, right? We were still moving lower, yes, from here to here, absolutely, and we did move higher here. Yes, we already bottomed out, but overall, you can kind of see what I'm going for, right? There's this accumulation zone, right? I want to measure that. So really, from when you were in it, probably about here. Let's take it from the low. Let's take it from the low, fine, to whenever you started to move up and out of it. That was 134 weeks. Okay, same kind of area here. You topped out your accumulation zone. You might have hit it right here on this first low. So let's take it from there. From here, you started to move out of it right around here. 144 weeks. 134, 144. Pretty damn close. Pretty damn close in my opinion. Here, you were starting to move down, but you weren't in this accumulation range really until about this week, I would say. So, and I think actually how I did it was finding those lows, right? So let's just do it from the low. 144 weeks or 134 weeks would be all the way at literally 134 is the last week of December, the beginning of January next year, a year from now. That might sound crazy. You're like, but dude, it's the bull run. The halving's coming. How can this be? Well, the halving happened on both of those instances too. The halving happened in 2020 in May, right here, and Dogecoin continued to move sideways for a while. The halving happened here, I guess not there, 2016 in July, right here, and Dogecoin continued to move sideways for a while. So the halving right now doesn't happen until April, right here, right? And that right there, let's just go over that even, right? Let's do some May of 2020. It's something right there, until it started to move out. Really, it didn't break out till here, 32 bars. And then July, it's July 9th, so it would have been this week. It didn't start to move out until here, 38 bars, 32 bars, pretty damn close. What would this be? I wonder. What's the magical number here? 39 bars. Damn. It all lines up. So I'm thinking it's going to be the beginning of next year that we see Dogecoin starting to do Dogecoin things. Does that mean that it's going to go down that whole time? No, absolutely not. I'm going to delete all these funny little things here. It just moves sideways. It even moved up sometimes. It even from here, from March until December, it moved up, more or less. It just consolidated. It was boring. I very much think that Dogecoin is going to be boring. Say it with me. Boring. Dogecoin is boring. And I know we don't associate Dogecoin with being boring, but here's the thing. That's because from low point, the relative low here, to whenever it topped out in 26 weeks. It moved up a phenomenal amount. From here, from this low point, here, relative low point, to where that topped out, that was about 12 weeks actually, but here 44 weeks. Okay, it doesn't take, relative to how long it takes for it to consolidate and move, it doesn't take a long time for it to move up. So I would expect, if the bull market is to end at some point in late 2025, I would think it is going to be late 2025 personally. That's 38 weeks there. Let's say August at the earliest. That's 31 weeks. That's still a little bit further out than that, less time than that. in that range, right? Sounds about right. If it ended in December, which some people are calling for, that's the longest one we've had so far, which I personally don't think is going to happen. But I actually think the bull run's going to end sometime in October, and that fits right in that range as well. But it gives us more than enough time. It gives Dogecoin more than enough time to do Doge things. Absolutely, it does. And I don't think it's going to see this same kind of rally. I don't think that Dogecoin is going to see a rally that from low of the cycle to high of the cycle was 54,890%. I don't think it will. I think those days are behind us. That was the best bull market that Dogecoin is ever going to have. It's done. But from its low, which I do think, I really fought for a long time, and I did not believe that was the low, just based on everything that I've seen about Dogecoin, that's not the low. But it put in the low, the earliest we've ever seen it, and it has held it. That's a very bullish thing, actually. I would think, moving up to about 478, whatever, that's at 9,623%. It's dramatically less than last time, but that's still phenomenal. From the current price, that would be it's a little bit less than that, actually. Come on now, something like that. 5,162% price. That's a 52x from here. And I absolutely do believe, and that's here, but Dogecoin isn't actually there anymore. It's actually lower than that. Right now it's at about 8 cents. That price over there was at 8.8 cents, right? Because this exchange is dead. So it is actually a little bit more than that from here. Greater than a 50x. Wow, phenomenal. But that's only if, C-Zar, you might be saying, that's only if it gets to $4.80. That's not possible. Well, let's see about that. First high to the very all-time low. First all-time high to first low. You tipped your 1618 extension. You tipped it. You liked its service. You gave it a tip, little tip. You went a little bit above it even. Here, you went above your 1618 again. You actually went all the way to your 2272, and you broke it a little bit. Okay, so you've broken your 1618 both times. At least that, right? Where's this 1618 at? Any takers? Any guesses? Any guesses as to where that is? $3.94. And what do we do most times? We don't actually touch it exactly. We break a little bit above it. What's a little bit above $3.94? Say it with me. $4 and something. $4 and something. Probably. Right? A little bit above it right there in comparison. Like, let's see actually. Top to bottom here. It doesn't look like that much, but 1.67 cents, and this actually topped off at 1.877 cents. How much of a percentage difference is that? I'm gonna get it to a T. I want to get it very specifically here so we can know. Right there, that was a 11.7% difference. Okay, it should be a little bit more. Let's see. It would be let's see, 0.01678,209. There we go. 11.87%. Okay. So if we take that same idea all the way up to the 1618, 11.8%, right? Essentially. Come on now, right on it. I want to get right on it. There we go. 11.8% would take you to $4.40. And the last cycle we saw it go all the way up to the 2272. What if this thing does move all the way up here? But C-Zar, that's crazy. Do you know what the market cap would have to be to do that? Yes, I do. It would be hundreds of billions of dollars. Let's do the math together, actually. Let's do the math. Doge. And then actually, I want to look this up. I forget, it's like 5.5, but how many Doge coins minted every year? Everyone likes to say, but it's an infinite supply. It can never do that. Well, let's do this right here. Oh no, I'm sorry. It says 15 million Doge. Oh no, per day. Okay, yeah, there's 15 million Doge per day. I heard somebody who I'm not going to name, but he has a pretty big YouTube account, say it's 15 million Doge coins mined a day. I don't know if I like that. Do you like the dollar? Do you use the dollar? Do you think the dollar is going to be around? And like, do you have a decent amount of cash like saved up in the bank in the dollars? I know most of us save in crypto, but we all have cash on hand, right? We know the value of dollars. There's at the rate of inflation that the dollar has. There's more than that printed out in dollars every single day. That's for damn sure. More than 5 billion Dogecoins per year. I'm getting away from myself. So more than 5. Let's call it 5.5 because I think it is somewhere around there. But 5.5 billion Dogecoins. Okay, if I think that the top is going to be a year, let's call it 2 years from now, then we're going to add 11 billion Dogecoins to whatever the circulating supply is right now. The circulating supply is this, so 11 billion would be 153 point, let's call it 7. Let's round up, 153.7, okay? 153.7, Google calculator. 153.7 billion, actually, hold on. 153. 7. Nope, that's, why did it do that? Sorry, 153. Yeah, actually, screw it. We'll just do this. We'll do the math easy. And then we're going to multiply that. No, because I'm doing it times dollars, so I actually have to. So, oh, but we're in billions. Okay, we'll remember that. That's okay. It'll be easy, I think. We can still do it. Multiply it by 4.4. 4.4, right? Because that's what I was talking about. 4.4. 4.4. Now remember, we're in the billions here. Okay, right? Oh, wait. Wait. Yes. No, that's not right. Would it be? Would it be? Yes. 676 billion. Yes, that's correct. So $676 billion would be the market cap of this thing if the price got to 440. And I know that sounds crazy, and it absolutely is crazy. But guys, we're going to see cryptos right now, this cycle. Bitcoin's going to be worth more than $1 trillion. We're probably going to see Ethereum break $1 trillion as well. We've already seen Ethereum almost break 500 billion, right? It's almost gotten there, or maybe it did break that. I forget. It's been a second since I've looked. Look at that real quick. Max market cap, logarithmic. Okay, no, it did break 500 billion actually. So it actually almost got to 600 billion. Dogecoin is potentially going to be something that's used on X.com as a payment source, right? Like as a means of transactions, right? Elon Musk likes Dogecoin. He publicly said, I have a recording of it, man, in a space with Cathie Wood the other day. He literally said that he holds Dogecoin. He likes Dogecoin. Tesla still holds Bitcoin and everything like that. And Elon's words actually said he holds a lot of Dogecoin. We're talking about a multi-billionaire who holds a lot of Dogecoin. He's a smartass. He plays around, don't get me wrong, but when he said this, it was very nonchalant, like, and it sounded like very as a matter of fact. So I'm thinking when he says he holds a lot of Dogecoin, I'm sure he holds a lot of freaking Dogecoin, man. What I'm trying to say is 676 billion is a lot of money. Absolutely it is. What about half of that? 300 and that would be 335 billion? Yeah, or no, sorry, that'd be 368 billion. Still a lot of money. But it's an achievable market cap that we've seen happen with multiple cryptos already. Can Dogecoin, a coin that's been around for more cycles than most, that's literally like more decentralized than most coins. The owner of it literally sold out back here, right? He sold out and he hates it now because it's just gone up. It's more secure. It's inflationary, yes, but at a deflationary rate. The amount of Dogecoins that gets produced every single year is set. It's specific to it's like 5.4, 5.5 billion per year. Okay, this amount of Dogecoin per day, it never changes. So if your whole argument is that Dogecoin is inflationary, so it's only going to go down in value, what's it going down in value against? Bitcoin? Okay, I can agree. Probably over time, probably it will, yes. Inevitably, that's the math behind it, because Bitcoin is not inflationary, it's stationary, and its rate of inflation is a lot less than that, so, but the rate of inflation that Dogecoin has is tremendously less already than the US dollar is. So it's not going to lose value. Mathematically, it will still gain value even though it does have an infinite supply, because it's inflationary at a deflationary rate, right? If you had 100 million coins, 15 million is 15% of that. And then after a year, or no, let's say you had 100 million, and then after a year you had 5 billion. Okay, that's a huge rate of inflation. But now you have 5 billion, 100 million coins, right? Now 15 million is a dramatically smaller percentage in inflation, right? And as time goes on, as that number gets higher and higher, whenever there's right now there's 142 billion coins floating around in the ether. When that becomes 200 billion, this rate of inflation, again, it just goes down. The percentage goes down. While the dollar is not at a fixed rate of inflation. Its rate varies all the time, and it's always going to be like 3% or higher. They're lucky to get it below 3%, man. That doesn't happen. Hasn't happened in a while. And it can be at 8%, 9%, and that's not 8% one year and then it goes down forever, just like Dogecoin. No, it's at 8%, 3%, 5% every year, forever. It's inflationary at an inflationary rate of total dollars. Like that's the difference between Dogecoin. It's at a fixed rate, which makes its total rate deflationary. It's an inflationary amount at a deflationary rate, if that makes any sense. So Dogecoin, I hope that makes sense as to why I believe Dogecoin can be worth not only more than $3, but more than $4. If not, if you're still like, you're crazy, man, that's too much money. Half of that is like 300 something billion, and that would put Dogecoin still above $2, right? $2.20 technically at that rate. And if that's too much money, then Dogecoin above $1 absolutely still is possible, because we've seen several cryptos be worth more than $100 billion, and I think Dogecoin deserves that spot, man. Something that, you know, one of the smartest people, arguably one of the smartest minds in the space, and one of the wealthiest men on the planet, not just in the space, but on the planet, one of the smartest minds on the planet and one of the wealthiest mans on the planet owns it, supports it. All these cryptos, you guys, if you're here to hear this, this is the like kind of the meat and potatoes of my theory, is like every single crypto alive aims to be some kind of means of transaction. They want people to use it in date, and maybe not every crypto, but a lot of them want people to use it as like a currency. You can buy Mavericks merchandise, you can buy Tesla merchandise with Dogecoin. Right? There's talks about doing that Doge 1 mission, which just hasn't happened, but I'm sure it will eventually, probably in the height of the bull market. Dogecoin will be the first crypto to be transacted off planet. You know, like that's a historical mark. Unless it's happened already, unless someone else took that idea and ran with it, because Dogecoin's been taking so long on that Doge 1 mission. But nonetheless, you've got Vlad Tenev, the founder of Robinhood. You've got Mark Cuban. You've got Elon Musk. 3 billionaires publicly advocate for Dogecoin. And 2 of them sell merchandise from their very successful companies with Dogecoin. You can buy Dogecoin, you can buy real world goods with Dogecoin. And most cryptos, you can't do that, man. Most cryptos haven't been around this long and had this bullish looking of a chart. Like, look at that. Higher lows, higher highs galore, man. When it pumps hard. Like, people underestimate this thing, and they underestimate it every cycle, and it does the same thing. People get so hyped on it, they're like, oh, it's gonna go up, and then for the whole cycle it's boring, and they're like, oh, maybe these people are right laughing at me, I'm gonna sell here, and then boom, it just takes off without you. It's okay if you're not in it now. There's plenty of time to accumulate. Probably January of next year or later. But then it's gonna move up. Then things are going to get real, man. Then we're talking about, you're going to see a $1 Dogecoin in a very short amount of time in the beginning of 2025. And then you're going to see a $2 Dogecoin. And then we're going to slow it down and maybe hopefully see a $3 Dogecoin. And the top prediction for price that I have is a $4 or more Dogecoin. I don't think we'll break 5, but I think $4, as crazy as it sounds, and it is crazy, it absolutely is possible. So that's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe to see more. Thank you all for coming. I know I went on longer than I said I would, but that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.